Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in and checking out my latest video. And this week's video is going to be talking about Bellator's Friday card and also some fighters that are really enjoying Bellator. So let's get right into it. The first matchup I want to speak to you about is a matchup between Derek Campos and Patricky Pitbull. And in this matchup, I'm going to take Patricky Pitbull to win a very close decision. Patricky Pitbull is a guy who's aggressive, entertaining, and I'll never forget his flying knee knockout of Toby Amada. And also, Derek Campos is a guy who's coming into this fight with a 5-fight win streak and a lot of momentum. So this is going to be a close bout, and in my opinion, is a 50-50 matchup, and one you don't want to miss if you're a fan of Bellator. Also, the next matchup I want to speak to you guys about is between Douglas Lima and Rick Hawn. So let's first get started with Douglas Lima. Here's a guy I've been watching for a very long time. He used to fight in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada on Maximum Fighting Championship. And this is a guy early on who defeated such fighters as Ryan Ford and Terry Martin in that promotion. He defeated Ryan Ford via submission, and he defeated Terry Martin by knockout in the first round. So those are some really good wins that were very early on in his career. And looking at Douglas Lima now, he's really progressing every fight. He's a guy, when I watch him, an excellent right hand, great kicks as well, good jiu-jitsu skills, and power. And he's a very entertaining fighter, one of the most entertaining guys, I think, in the sport. And I think he's really going to be a phenom in MMA for years to come. And Douglas Lima's last 4 fights have won via stoppage. All of his opponents have got stopped. So this is a guy you really don't want to miss. He doesn't go to the judges' scorecards very often, and I always respect a fighter like that. Rick Hawn's a guy with a high-level judo background, trains under TriStar, so you know he's going to have a good strategy in this matchup, and he's got some power in his punches as well. But I personally see Douglas Lima winning this fight via stoppage. Rick Hawn's a bit up there in age, and I think this is Douglas Lima's time to really shine. And I pick him to win via stoppage in the 3rd round. And this is really an excellent fight for Lima to grow from. And beating a guy like Rick Hawn gives him great experience for later on in his career. So I want to speak to you guys now about some fighters that I really enjoy watching in Bellator. We have Alexander Shlemenko is the first guy that I want to mention. This is a guy who currently has a 13-fight win streak, is a middleweight champion in Bellator. And when I watch Shlemenko, he's a guy who comes from a Russian hand-to-hand combat training background. But when I watch him, I really enjoy his striking. He throws some spinning back fists, knees, mixes it up to the body as well. You saw it in the Doug Marshall fight where he dropped Doug Marshall and finished him with a body shot, and also mixing some takedowns in that matchup. In his last fight, he submitted Brennan Ward via guillotine choke. So this is a guy who's very durable. In his career, he's only been stopped a couple times. So he's another classic Russian guy, very tough fighter, has good endurance throughout. And a guy who really, at the age of 29 years old, I feel is getting into his prime. And he has an astonishing 50-plus fights, and he's only 29 years old. So this is a guy who's very underrated, in my opinion, by MMA fans. And you should definitely check out him if you haven't. And Shlemenko's next matchup is going to be against Tito Ortiz, where he is going to move up to light heavyweight and take him on. So that will be an okay matchup, I guess, but it's kind of a risk for Bellator because if somehow Shlemenko loses to Tito Ortiz, you just lost a huge star right there. But I personally don't see that happening. I think Shlemenko will destroy Tito Ortiz, just in my opinion. And the next guy I want to speak to you about is a guy with a wrestling background, and that would be Pat Curran. But he's not a typical wrestler like some guys you see like Ben Askren, who are very boring and will put you to sleep. Pat Curran's been in some excellent fights. Some fights just come off the top of my head to me are the fights with Joe Warren, where he brutally destroyed him. His fight with Marlon Sanjo, where he landed that nasty head kick on him, which I'm going to post underneath because I really enjoy that KO. And he also defeated Daniel Strauss in his last fight via submission. So these are top-level guys in Bellator that Curran has defeated. So I really think you should check him out if you're not too familiar with him. Very exciting fighter. And let me know what you guys think in general of Bellator. Do you guys watch it often, or what do you give me some opinions on it? Because I really think it's a unique organization, especially with the tournament format that they have. I kind of like that idea, and I think it gives them a unique advantage over some other MMA organizations. And also in May, you don't want to miss out for Bellator's event because you have Quentin Rampage Jackson and King Mo going at it, and these guys really don't like each other. They're making a lot of headlines. And also you have a third fight between Eddie Alvarez and Michael Chandler, who are excellent 155-pound fighters. So this is really going to be a good card in May, in my opinion, and I'll definitely be tuning in and checking it out. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching my video, and let me know what you guys thought. Thank you very much.